Thanks so much for joining us. It's Labor Day weekend, so we're now into the final couple of months before the municipal elections this November. A lot of eyes on the race for mayor in Indianapolis, where Mayor Joe Hogsett is seeking a third term against Republican Jefferson Shreve. Both men appeared at an event this past week, and the mayor also met this week with a member of the Biden administration who is here in town. Transportation Secretary and former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg was here in central Indiana just a day after the First Lady came to Indiana. Buttigieg joined Hogsett to tout some of the local investments from the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act. The secretary also met with local union workers to talk about manufacturing jobs in our state, and our Hannah Adamson was there.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg visited this sheet metal workers apprenticeship facility behind me after making similar stops in Gary and Elkhart earlier this week. Now, this facility, we're told, has brought on more than 100 new apprentices since President Biden signed the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act into law. The secretary taking the tour alongside Indiana Representative Andre Carson. He says the infrastructure plan has committed $4.6 billion in projects for the Hoosier State.
In the last 2 years, there has been more apprenticeships, more apprentices in Indiana's union construction industry than any years that we have data for, any time in recent memory. Which has meant more trainings and more readiness in this workforce.
Buttigieg says an additional $15 billion is coming to the Hoosier State alone as part of private investment spurred by the Biden administration. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Hannah Adamson.
All right, thanks. This week, Hannah also spoke one-on-one with Congressman Andre Carson, who was at that event with the Transportation Secretary on Thursday.
What are your thoughts on the Secretary of Transportation's visit today?
I think it's excellent. I mean, he's a fellow Hoosier. He's a former mayor of an Indiana city. He's now the Secretary of Transportation. I sit on the Transportation Committee, and so for him to be able to come here and talk about the money that's coming to our state, $4.6 billion, it's a big deal.
What would you say are the state's biggest challenges when it comes to manufacturing?
Well, I think AI, robotics, and technology are things that we can't avoid. But when it comes to maintenance, when it comes to programming, there are still jobs available, so we have to make sure we're leveraging policy to put Hoosiers to work and keep Hoosiers at work.
Hannah Adamson there with Congressman Andre Carson. We also caught up in recent days with Indiana Senator Mike Braun, who's running for governor. Here's more of our interview from last week about Braun's campaign and his plans for the state's economy. You've mentioned the economy there. It's certainly been top of mind. What solutions would you put forward to help our state's economy, which has been strong by a number of measures, but lagging in others? There was a recent report showed our state 47th in wage growth. What would you do as governor to improve our standing?
So in running a successful business, you've got so many parallels, and mine was a little one for 17 years. And as we grew it into a regional and national company, you have to think out of the box. You can't assume everything that's been working is going to extrapolate into the future. So we got good at finding new things to keep the growth going, to get people to want to come to your company and work. And that meant paying high wages with good benefits. And I'm for, when it comes to economic development, maybe keeping some of what we've been doing, but I'd look at all the potential among our entrepreneurs, which is where I came from Main Street, spread out around the state. There's no cost to getting them to grow their businesses other than having a good, nurturing environment. We've done okay and decent in manufacturing and logistics. Mine is a logistics and distribution business. But that highest tier of wage would be human capital jobs, technology, life sciences, and everyone's competing for them. That's what I'll go after to add to what we've done. So add to what's been working well, and then I'm going to take on tough issues like the high cost of health care with poor outcomes. We got high infant and maternal mortality rates, and we've known that for a long time. I took on health care in my own business 15 years ago and fixed it, and have been the loudest Republican voice to reform it in D.C.
One of your opponents, Eric Doden, has been critical of you and others in the race, saying he wants to see more specific policies like this. What other policies would you bring forward and focus on as governor?
So when I travel the state, and Eric and the others don't do it as much as I do, I don't think anyone could say they visited all 92 counties for the past 4 years and will do it again this year. I've done that and I listen. So workforce is what I hear, and I come from one of the lowest unemployment county and maybe the lowest town in our state, full of entrepreneurs and businesses, and we wrestle with that. So we got to get better at career and technical education, along with 2- and 4-year degrees. That ties in education and workforce. I've already mentioned healthcare. Rural broadband, we've been doing it at a decent speed. It needs to be in every nook and cranny in this state, high-speed internet, or you're not going to turn around the 50 to 55 counties that have been stagnant or losing population. Affordable housing, and then a host of other issues. But I'll tackle them. I'll take on stuff that other governors haven't when you're wrestling with high health care costs. That should be the differentiator and your record of what you have done in the private sector and serving.
I got to ask you about Micah Beckwith as well, and his campaign for lieutenant governor. He's hoping to win over enough delegates at the convention to get on the ticket. Would you want to see him as your running mate?
So Micah, along with anyone else that wants to run for lieutenant governor, the process is there. And I welcome anyone that wants to do it. It's not done very often because generally the delegates are going to listen to whoever the nominee is and probably say it would work best if that individual was working alongside of and, you know, maybe selected by the gubernatorial candidate.
Wouldn't you want to have that choice?
I would like to, but I'm not going to say that anybody else can't do it through a process that's there. And I respect that willingness to listen to grassroots conservatives, which I think Micah represents that. So when I talked to him, and we did talk about it, I said, hey, good luck with it, and you're entitled to it. Make the case. And then anybody else that wants to do it could do the same, or the eventual gubernatorial candidate has to make that case too.
You mentioned him being a grassroots conservative. Some see him as being on the fringes towards your party's perhaps more extremist views. Any concerns for you there?
I mean, I'm not going to comment on where anyone's coming from. They'll have to do that themselves. And I think that all gets litigated among the delegates whom I trust.
All right, my interview there with Senator Mike Braun. Meantime, Indiana Republicans officially have a new chairperson after a unanimous vote. Previous chair Kyle Hupfer stepped down this summer. Now the party will be led by Anne Hathaway. She runs a public affairs firm in Indy and has a history of working with Republican political figures. She's also worked in the White House and as an assistant and public liaison to former VP Dan Quayle. Most recently, she served as a national committee member for the RNC. All of this will be on her plate here in the year ahead. We'll talk about that with our panel coming up. Also ahead, the latest on the race for president and the big money contributions Mike Pence picked up here in Indiana after the debate. Then later, a closer look at First Lady Jill Biden's visit to Indiana and the focus on mental health.